Blizzard might add the WoW token to TBC Anniversary, and honestly, this could change everything. Some players think it'll save the game, others think it'll completely ruin the economy and the classic experience. So today, we're breaking down both sides, the good, the bad, and what it would really mean for TBC Anniversary if the token shows up. Before we jump into the good versus bad, here's a quick breakdown of what the WoW token is, because right now it only exists in two versions of WoW, Retail and Mists of Pandaria Classic. It doesn't exist in Classic Era, Hardcore, SOD, or Anniversary servers, at least not yet. How the token works is basically a player buys a token using real money, sells it on the auction house, another player buys it with gold, and that buyer gets 30 days of game time and the seller gets a large amount of gold. Token gold value fluctuates based on supply and demand, and Blizzard controls the system to reduce illegal real money trading. The important part is that Blizzard already added tokens to MoP Classic, meaning they're clearly willing to bring tokens into the Classic ecosystem, but adding it to TBC Anniversary, especially early on, would dramatically reshape the economy as soon as the Dark Portal opens. So why would Blizzard add it to TBC Anniversary? Well, Anniversary already has massive RMP and gold seller problems. Classic WoW historically has botting, boosting, illegal gold buying, player scams, and account bans from anything I just listed. The token gives Blizzard a way to regulate gold flow while providing players with a legal way to purchase gold, and TBC Anniversary, which usually has a huge launch, is also a major revenue opportunity for Blizzard. TBC servers bring massive hype and tokens bring profit, so Blizzard knows this system is financially successful due to the fact that tokens are already in MoP, which shows it's no longer just a modern retail feature. If it worked there, well, Blizzard may feel confident about expanding it further into Classic. So let's actually look at the good side of the token. It is the best anti-RMT tool Blizzard has to offer. Even though it's not perfect, adding the token makes it so gold sellers are less profitable, botting less appealing, scams disappear, player bans are less likely because they will be purchasing it through a legal means, and transactions are safer. It's also a huge help for casual players because players with limited time can also use the token to afford epic flying, crafted gear, consumes, and beyond. It also lowers the barrier to entry into TBC because it's an expansion known for big gold sinks. The ability to have more gold with a swipe of a credit card means more players would stay playing TBC, since not a lot of players want to go out of their way to farm for gold. And it also supports server longevity because more revenue from the token would mean potentially Blizzard could invest that into more time into Classic support. So let's look at the flip side of things, which is the bad side of the token, which is crucial, especially because GDKPs are banned on Anniversary servers. So inflation still is crazy even without GDKPs. Even if you can't buy raid gear through a GDKP, the token still skyrockets prices with consumables, flasks, elixirs, enchants, crafting mats, profession leveling materials, crafted pre-raid bis. It's also paid to progress instead of pay to win. Since GDKPs are banned and you can't swipe to buy gold, it means you can't buy raid gear, but you can swipe buy gold, get massive early progression advantages like your epic flying mount, day one professions, early crafted bis, full consumes for your first raid, faster dungeon progression, better leveling, and even early market dominance. It's not pay to win, but it's pretty much paid to accelerate. Also, the token might set the stage for Blizzard removing GDKP ban later. Inflation rises, gold becomes abundant, players stockpile gold. Blizzard could eventually argue that players have more gold now, the economy can support GDKPs, or even GDKPs give players something to spend all this abundant gold on. And also, GDKPs themselves already bring in a lot of controversy. But like I stated in a previous video, GDKPs also increase player numbers by providing more raiding times, and it would also be a benefit if GDKPs do get unlocked from the WoW token getting added. The token does encourage gold hoarding and inflation though. If gold becomes easier through tokens, players stockpile massive gold piles, there will be increased material prices on the auction house, raising crafting costs, and pretty much inflation would be affecting everything in the game. This shifts the Classic experience toward, hey, I farmed all my gold, to, oh, I'm at gold cap because I used my wallet. So what the token would actually mean for TBC Anniversary. TBC is extremely gold dependent. This is where the token has the biggest impact with your 5k gold for epic flying, your expensive crafted bis, all your jewel craftings, your gems, consumables for raids, your enchanting mats, engineering, daily costs. Tokens accelerate everything. Also, new players can catch up way faster. No classic gold problems going into TBC like in 2019's progression servers. Everyone in Anniversary going into TBC would be wealthy. But it changes the economy from day one. With the token, you'll see early progression spikes, market manipulation, huge demand for consumables, faster raid readiness requirements, and early crafted bis inflation. It changes the entire pacing of TBC since gold is more easier to acquire. Personally, here's where I stand on the WoW token in TBC Anniversary. If Blizzard does add the token, I genuinely think it would bring a lot of players back. I've seen a ton of people in the comments that the reason why they quit Classic is simple. They don't want to spend their entire week farming gold just to afford consumes to raid one night. For many players, the token would mean less farming, less burnout, more time actually playing TBC, and more people willing to return for Anniversary overall. But there is another side to it. Adding the token absolutely reduces the Classic feel. It brings in more modern retail style monetization, and farming was a core component in the original design philosophy of vanilla and TBC. However, we also have to be realistic. It's 2025. Going into 2026, and the pacing of Classic is faster than ever before. Players raid faster, clear content faster, consume content faster. People want to jump into the actual expansions, not spend hours and hours at the auction house or grinding in some zone for endless hours of materials. Far better or worse, Classic in 2025 is no longer Classic in 2007, and the token fits into that modern player expectation of let me play the expansion, not farm the expansion. But what do you think? Would you come back to Classic WoW if the token shows up? Or do you think adding a retail feature actually makes TBC unhealthy long term? Drop a comment below, I read all of them. And real quick, speaking of retail features showing up in Classic conversations, I know I've said in past videos that retail wasn't really my thing, but with the Midnight expansion, housing, and new raid content, I've actually been getting more and more excited about it. So you might start seeing a few retail and midnight videos on the channel too, but don't worry, TBC Anniversary is still a focus on this channel. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like and subscribe button for more WoW Classic videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Got a single frost vulnerability, holy.
I got 99.
Did you really? Nice. Mana igniting cord. That's this for me.